Okay, we should be live here. Let me make sure. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do right now, actually I'll tweet this as well. We're going to do a quick contributor code review. Perfect. Oops. All right, link me the, I see a Xander. Go ahead and just link me the current version. Also, why does our Discord icon not show? Okay, that's just a glitch. Good. Oh, we'd lost our URL or some bullshit. Is this a PR? Yes. So, is this the right one to review? In Discord chat, gotcha. Okay. See, readme. Perfect. We'll just start a review on this. I'll do most of it just out loud, but I'll give you, should I give you, actually I'll leave it up to you. Would you like me to do this formally with like typed comments for you to review, or do you want me to just do this live, fix it as is, and go through the VOD? I can do either. I'll just start here. So, okay, this is a lot of environments. Formal review? Okay. So we'll do that then. So okay, so args are probably 4096 and then two env copies, like two copies down here is what I would suggest as a starting point at the least. I see you're missing sweep config here. You're definitely going to want to like add that. This is fine. I changed stuff a little bit since I talked to you about this, but you'll see that when you go to integrate. Okay, so let's take a look at your neural net. Whew. I see. I think you might have overcomplicated here. So let's see, you have this as a sequential, which is linear, relu, linear. Then you have this, which is linear, relu, linear. Other agent, linear. Yes, you've got all this stuff, linear, relu, linear, relu. Then you have this combined one. Okay, so yeah, this network is what we would call insane. Yeah, this net is insane. So I'm gonna have to leave a detailed comment here. This architecture is nuts. 1. Combine all these small linear nets. So you don't run tiny CUDA kernels. You can just cat features. And then we do don't hit in the size 8. 16 is sketch. 32 should be there. Well, lose properties of high dimensionalization. Go this small, and everything will just feel cursed. Net does not need to be this deep either. Net does not need to be this deep. Conf linear STM. 2D or linear STM. And starting a point, deep nets do not work. Okay. So yeah, this whole network you're gonna want to basically redo. Just like keep it simple. This is all just flat data. From what I can see, it's not particularly big flat data. Just concatenate everything together. Oh yeah, I'll just like leave you what I would suggest as a comment here. We'll just suggest concat everything. And there's no point-wise in here, right? I'm not being stupid. More, you don't need to use, you won't need them for this. Hold on. There's no pooling. There's no like pooling over agents here, right? Yeah, what is this? Like, concat everything. Linear from that. 8, relu. 28. LSTM. Garage. That's it. Okay. So I don't know what you're doing here. Not sure what is going on here. Every agent seeing in most cases. We want 2D files and we're going to see 1D data here. Okay. Some docs. Did you write this or did GPT write this? Let me read this. Did you write this or did GPT write this? Okay. Gave GPT. Yeah, so in that case, GPT bullets to expand into a page. Users will post into GPT, convert back to bullets, just post the bullets. Yeah, so don't do that. Like, you had the format that you want is you just want the outline or the bullet points. Like, there's no obligation to write a page of docs for an env. You can just write the bullet points and be done. There's no requirement. Like, formality doesn't require that you write a page. We don't do that around here. We just, simple code. Requires whatever docs is the minimum required to explain it, and you're good. Okay, here's your track pickup env. And client logs times, okay. And then we have float array. Okay, actions, int. Yes, this is correct, good. Okay, your binding looks fine. These are really silly, because it's almost always the same code, but we leave it there as a layer for now. Ah. There's no need to do this as a macro like this. Like, what are you saving by doing this, right? Also, it would be inside of trash pickup.h, not .c. Okay, demo. Good. Check other env demos for nice miser syntax. There's some better syntax for initializing structs in C that you can look at that's in the other examples. You get something that looks like, a param equals val in like one take. Okay, allocate, make client, reset. Good. Random actions. Missing a human control mode. See other M's. Example for how to do that. Want human to be able to hold shift. Agent. Perf test. Long, silly, but whatever. Duplicate. For multi-agent M's, do your test with realistic conditions, multiple agents, and multiply by agents, because the metric would really be agent steps second. Okay, and then we'll do the main code last. Only 600 lines is quite good. Python should do the type checks here for you. Find to validate if you really want to, but if you pass negative number here, you sort of deserve it. I do type checks when I have like lists and things. I usually will only do these types of guards when I have like complicated stuff. Like the snake end, it can take like a list of different values, right? And you want to make sure that they're the same length and stuff like that, because that's legitimately easier to screw up. Wait, what? Oh, that's funny. Sure. You have like a fair bit of stuff in here. Stuff like this is good. Reset. It's good. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, you can do this. This is fine. Good. This is fine. This is a bit longer than it needs to be. Like, you're being very cautious here about a lot of stuff, but whatever. And now we do this whole thing. So, don't use macros for functions. It's fine if you want to use them for constants like this. I don't know, I go back and forth on just doing these as consts versus doing these as pound defines. There's really not any reason though to go and to do anything like fancy like this. You're still here, right, Xander? Not seeing any questions or anything in chat. So I'm hoping it's still working. Let's just make sure trash collected. Yep, this is fine. I usually just call it score for consistency, but this is totally good. It's more descriptive. It's fine. Yep, still here. Good. Perfect. Add log. Yeah, so this is just copied. That's fine. Uh-oh, grid cell. Type index in the positions. Wait, index. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, geez. Let me figure out what you're doing before I comment here. Actually, let me just get a good outline of how you're structuring this. So you've got compute ops. Corresponding array. Yeah, that's bizarre though. Let me see. Don't have to iterate over all. Yeah, I'm questioning whether you should have to do that anyways, though. I'm not questioning the efficiency, right? I'm questioning whether the design is needed to get that efficiency. Let me see what you're doing first. Okay, this is, yeah, there's going to be some there's going to be some stuff here. Some of this is code, some of this is like RL. There's a bunch of stuff here. Agent. Allocate. Step. Okay, the code, first of all, the code's in a very weird order for having these methods. But I'm not gonna, that's whatever. Yeah, and then let me figure out what this grid cell thing is. If this is silly or not. Grid cell type index. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Your grid thing is fine. I see. You can do this if you want. I'll do 2 different arrays often. Because when you do this, you add the overhead of a struct, but it really doesn't matter. Yeah, this is totally fine. Possibly even better for cache coherency, depending. I think the thing is you just can't mem set it to the same. You can't reset it easily. Like, you can't just mem set to the same value as easily as all. That's okay. This structure is fine long as you need to 0 to reset once, because this isn't easy to set. Okay, so you have yeah, so the way that I would do this typically struct type item trash agent trash position. Yeah, because this is a bit much, right? You have this. Yeah, this is a bit much the way this is here. I think you could do this whole thing just as, and then you also have to do this presence thing. Yeah, no, it's going to be way easier to just do entity struct, because this is a whole bunch of logic for just essentially wanting to have an entity struct. Wait, what? This is okay. I'm not a huge fan of this style, but people do this, I know. Agent positions. I went ahead. If you're going to do it this way, this is a grid position, then normalizing this way is fine. The question is whether they need to have absolute coordinates in the first place. So yeah, I'll leave you a comment here. Positions of other agents. I see. Okay. I think it's Clemens. So what you've done here is you've given everything like norm chords to different things in the environment, different like entities, items, and stuff. If instead, where's this trash pickup at? I guess I don't have it online yet, but it looks something like this, right? It's just a grid. These guys see a crop of nearby tiles, right? So like you draw like a 5x5 crop or whatever, and then that's what they see, or like an n by n crop around them, and then you just give them, if it's gonna be like 1 for agent, 2 for bin, 3 for item, something like that, and then you can just one hot that, and that's a really, really easy and efficient way to encode observations, and it's not dependent on the number of agents or the number of trash in the environment. So then I can take your environment, I can load it up with 4,000 agents if I want to, in one environment, and it'll be totally fine. Speaking of which, when I said 4,000 before, it's 4,000 agent obs, actually. Okay. Place random items. I saw this while I was scrolling a couple places, so I don't know if you already know this or not, but use inverted conditional pattern. Here's nesting. If not condition, continue. So this is how you avoid nesting super deep, right? When you just have something like this, where it's just like all the code is under here, right? This is fine. This fine would be much shorter and simpler if you used the struct for data storage. It would just be add reward. Okay, so this is insane. Just if you have 3 agents, this might be simple. Naive sharing scales absolutely terribly more than few agents. At the very least, you want to lerp personal reward versus team. Okay, so we have move agent. Yeah, so I would tell you here it would be agent equals x. You see how simple it is? This is fine. Oh, geez, yeah. Okay, this type of thing is fine. Holy. Okay, let's start from here. Cell type, cell state type. Yeah, because these are silly. Okay, kind of repetitive, but I don't mind this. Additional. Yeah, you just need to look at this logic with just invert some conditionals here. I'll try pull bin. Yeah, so the main things that are making this hard to read are that you have not cached any positions. You have this obnoxious macro everywhere, and then this is just super deeply nested. You've got like really long names, and then you've got like these functions not caching variables, and then you've got everything nested super deep. You just need to clean up the flow of this a little bit. Yeah, so that's biggest pattern for you to use. The only like big pattern for you to use is inverted conditional, and then like just cache some variables, right? And then also like the other thing is, let me finish reading this function. This is a bounds check, which is repeated from above, so it's weird that you have to repeat it. Probably there's a way to simplify this even more, but I can't tell with the way it is written currently. Like, look. Example of unreadable. Because no variable caching. I mean, you compute the same variable, right? Yeah, so the rest of this is a little wordy, but fine. So this episode over. It's kind of slow, but whatever. Wait, I don't think you can do this. Oh, maybe you can. Well, I guess this does work. Yeah, I didn't realize because you have an array of grid cells instead of an array of pointers to grid cells. This is fine. You actually don't have pointers to these, so this is fine. Actually, I'll just like delete this. And then my earlier comment up here is wrong. Where is it? Delete this one. Okay, so reset. Set. Wait. Count occurrences. Okay. It's fine. What? Zeros for you. Calic already zeros. And set. Agent, this is fine. Set. Fine. I didn't see how you're doing logs, but I think this is fine here. And compute, so this is good. Got your client. This will be very unresponsive. Human play, check how I handle this in form. It's fine. Hey, you got the puffers loaded. It's fine. Ooh, I don't think you free the client when you hold escape. This may not free. Angles will just cause it to freeze on escape. Draw text, text format. Draw the grid. It always amuses me when people do this instead of just like drawing the lines. I mean, it probably doesn't matter, to be fair. This is okay. Wait, what? Display? Why is this loop side of the agent condition? I think it draws every agent, every loop. So this is the weird thing with this. Other than that, fine. Don't need this. And then I guess I missed, you must have done this at the start. You don't need to do. You don't need to pre-process macro, stuff like that. Yeah, don't need to do this. It's not a library, like it's gonna get included one time anyways. Okay, so that's a pretty thorough review. Now I need to give you comments. Finish review. main things. Sorry. Raising vector suggestions. Don't share. First round. Very hard. Side. Be much cleaner and deconstruct first once. Nice. Comments. Learn early. Variables using something times bar. Yeah, I'll link it to you. Did I say anything else here? Oh, I'll just give you 3 points on each. Much cleaner as crop of nearby like we do in where. See, unless you are specifically for ENN. There you go. That is a full-on code review. 39 comments. There you go. So I gave you, I think, I gave you top 3 major things on RL side and top 3 major things on engineering side. I think if you look through those and make some tweaks on that, you'll have, first of all, you'll learn a ton on both of those things. And second of all, like this whole thing will get so much simpler for you to deal with because stuff will just start working way more easily. Definitely thank you for the contribution. This is great. I really want to integrate this env. This is pretty much what happened, by the way, with like every new contributor as well. Like Spencer, I did this with Spencer. I've done this with Bet and other people. So like this is the normal amount of changes for me to request on a first env PR. So especially if you're coming from more like science side background and less like hard env background, this is very, very much normal and expected. So good job on the code here. And yeah, let me know how much time you have for integrating stuff here. And hopefully we can get the trash pickup env into this update if you have time to clean stuff up and train policies by then. I think that you're going to be able to probably cut out like 100 lines of code just in the process of cleaning stuff up as I recommended. The net's going to be easier. Stuff is going to train at 1,000,000 steps per second. And it should be pretty straightforward from there. Any extra questions for me right now, Xander? I've got like 10 minutes before I gotta run to dinner. I should mention that Clement's blog is more like a cool out there thing, not a standard. Like entity stuff is something that we're gonna look at like maybe in the distant future. very hopeful. Get started making changes, wrapping up the semester, so I should have time. Should have more time for the next few weeks. Awesome. Great. I'm trying to get this thing out. Like, I'm trying to get this release out in the next couple of weeks, trying my hardest. I've got one crazy env that I'm working on that has to be done before then, and then there's just like a lot of polish and cleanup. So yeah, let me know how this goes. But if you are able to get like relatively clean code for this, if it runs fast, trains fast, and we get like decent looking policies, then I will be more than happy to just add this to the website as part of the release. You go in the contributors list right here, and it goes into Ocean right next to Rware like this. And it'll look pretty similar, I imagine, to Rware. In fact, I have a collaborator who was working on like an arbitrary grid engine. It was a little heavier, I think, but at some point we're going to need to do some like grid-based thing to make it easier to make grid ends in general. But I think for now it's good. It's just perfectly fine to have them as one-offs. Like they're not too much code individually. So anything else, Xander, before I go? Or are we good for now? I see Bet is not free right now, so I got nothing to do with Bet at the moment. Or any questions from anyone else watching, because I am streaming this. I see there are a couple people around. For anyone interested in contributing to Puffer, I do full code reviews for pretty much any and all contributions like this. If you make a cool env, I will go through it like this. So really great way to get into doing some cool open source stuff and getting into some cool RL. The Discord is discord.gg/puffer for other folks if you're interested in contributing and having code reviewed like this. Other than that, yeah. Thanks, Xander, and looking forward to seeing this end. I'm gonna head to dinner in a few after I fix up a couple last things on current experiments. Didn't really stream a bunch today. Working on the side project that's taking a bunch of my time that is needed for 1.0, or not 1.0, for the next release of Puffer. So, yeah. I'll be back streaming more